Hello, everybody. This is Mia with Chalk with Mia. I am here today. Sorry, I'm trying to get my camera set. I am here today because I had to get together with my team yesterday, and we were talking about a couple of different things, and organization happened to come up in the conversation. And I thought, you know what? I've learned some things from other people, a lot of other people. And I thought maybe I would just pass on what I do. Everybody does something a little bit different, but I thought maybe if I could share what I do. Hey, Brenda, how are you? I thought maybe if I could share what I do, that maybe it would help somebody else. And I don't know, maybe we could pass on some knowledge and help each other out. So it's not going to be a very long video. I'm just going to show you a couple of different things that I do, and hopefully it will help. Okay, so hello, my friend. Hey, Donna, how are you? Okay, everybody. So first off, I have these portfolio binders. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is one of the things that I learned. I bought these off of a big online store, and I'll put links to everything in the comments afterwards of where I got everything. But I bought these before I hooked up with my mentor and found out what she was using. So I'm going to show you both because I have both products and they both work very well. It just depends upon your preference, okay? So this one is, these are called Itoya Art Portfolios. This is a 14 by 17, and they come in, good morning, Donna. They come in different sizes, okay? Now, another thing that I learned was that some people organize these portfolios by themes, kind of like how our catalogs are. Now, I will tell you, when I got started, I was so excited. I didn't do that. So mine are not organized by themes or by topic or whatever. You can certainly do that if it helps you. Now, normally when I do make and takes, it's a free-for-all. So I just lay out my binders and let people go through them. But so that's another way that you can organize. So first thing to note, on the top right-hand corner of my binders, I have a number. So this is my first binder that I ever did. So it's binder number 1, and I have it on the corner as well. And it's, you know, no real huge expense here. It's literally just a piece of paper taped onto to my portfolio. So then when I open this up, okay, so this type, these are kind of big. So this type of portfolio, I'll show here. Now, this one, I am literally, with this one, just sticking it right to the plastic, okay? Because the inserts in this one are paper, and you don't want to put your transfers on paper, okay? A portfolio, I'll show you in a second. This insert, this is what Tarina and everybody uses. The insert is plastic, and I'm switching over to that type of portfolio because I love the fact that I can pull the paper insert out and have it, right? These are, I can't pull these plastic things out. They're just stuck in here, okay? And oh, hey, Rudy. And if you guys have any questions throughout, I'm trying to look at the comments and respond as well. So please shout out if you have any questions. Okay, so the other thing that I do is, you'll notice, let's see if I can, up here, see how this says Days Until Christmas? Mistletoe, and it has 1 on it. So every page I have put a number, okay? So this is page number 1, page number 2, page number 3, and every page has that number on it. And it could be on the sticker, or it could just be in the, whoops, see, page 3, just in the corner, okay? So this way I know this is book 1, page 3, okay? Hope that makes sense. So that was the first way that I organized it. The second thing that I typically do is, just like you saw on here, Days Until Christmas, I put the name of the transfer that's on that page. And if I have multiple transfers on a page, there's multiple stickers with the name of that transfer. Okay, just for quick reference for myself, I can quickly see, okay, Days Until Christmas is on this side. Let me see if I can find one that has, okay. So this way, here's a page that has multiple, and I've stickered these all different ways throughout my books, depending on what I've decided to do. you know, at the time. Some of them I even have the price tag on them of how much they are retail. So that way, if I'm having a class, people can kind of, they don't have to float through the catalog to find it. If they go, oh, I wish I had this, I've got the retail price right here. And especially if they get expired or retired, I mean, or paused and they're hard to find the pricing, I've got them right here. Okay, and I try to do that as soon as I get them and put them in the book. Okay, so you can see this is page 7, and I've got several transfers. So this up here, I know my loved ones go up here. This one, the cut apart hearts, are all in this area. Dream, create, inspire is under here, and so on. Okay, so now this is the game changer, and I am going to do a shout out to another Chalk Couture designer that is not on my team. She just happens to be local and she owns her own shop. I'll give a shout out to Mrs. Pinkadot. She was doing a live and I noticed this and I thought, oh my God, I was like, what a simple concept, but a game changer for me, because when I do make and takes, or even if I'm doing a project myself at home, and maybe I've done one that has a lot of transfers, right? And I've mixed and matched my transfers, and all of us designers know the cleanup is probably the most torturous part of doing this. And it's not really torture, but it just takes a little while. And then sometimes you have all these transfers all over your counter and you're trying to find out where they go in your book or books, right? So I'll peel one of these off so that you guys can see it, so I don't have to lift this big thing. All right, so if you can see, I have a 1,7 written on the transfer in the non-screen mesh part. It's just up here in the corner with the Sharpie, okay? And what that stands for is book 1, page 7. I mean, it's so simple. I can't believe I didn't think of it myself. But what a game changer for me. I'll tell you, I just did this maybe about a week ago, and I had a make and take, and my cleanup was so much quicker because at the end, I mean, I only had 4 students in it, but at the end, I still had all these transfers, and I was cleaning up, and I have 3 books full of stuff. I could literally just at the end go, oh, book 1, okay, I look up here, I've got 1 on this book, I flip to page 7, boom, I put it back. Amazing. I love, love, love that part of the organization. So that's what I do with all of my books, okay? And you can kind of see, it's literally throughout my entire book. You can see these, I know you guys can't read them, but you can see these little black blotches. Those are the book number and the page number, okay? So that is how I organize my books. And again, I don't have them organized by theme or style. Literally, just as I buy transfers, I fill up my books. It would probably be better if I did organize them by theme, but I really don't want to go back and reorganize all these books. And I mean, you're talking hours. So it hasn't caused any problem for me, but that's the other way that you can do it. So this one again is the Itoya 14 by 17. This, and I got all these through that big online store that we all love. So this one is not, doesn't have anything in it yet because I just bought it. I thought I was going to need it, but I don't need it yet. So book 4 on the side. This is the one that, and you can see I've already numbered my pages. So I've prepared, see, page 1. And literally it's just a piece of index card taped down to the page. Okay, so this one, my book also has inserts, but you can see this one has got like a sheen to it because it's, yes, Donna, I'm telling you, it was, I was kind of mind blown the other day and I was like, how simple is that? Oh my gosh, I had already organized my books and numbered my books and you know, labeled my pages and stuff, but I didn't think about numbering the transfers themselves. So easy. And because it's Sharpie, it doesn't come off when you clean them. So this book has that sheen insert. And so people put their transfers on the insert, which I love because then if somebody's interested or they're doing a make and take, so when I do make and takes now, I email my participants ahead of time and say, hey, if you have a chance, go through the catalog online, find the transfer you want to do and email it to me. That way we can be a little prepared before the class, because I found that when I did free-for-all make and takes, the first 20 minutes or maybe even more was spent with people floating through all of my books and feeling overwhelmed and kind of frustrated because, well, not really frustrated, but just overwhelmed because there were so many choices. So now I try to get them to take a look at it before the class and then email me their selection. And the way that my old portfolios are is because I can't take out that plastic page, I take off the transfer and I save some backing sheets, I put it on the backing sheet and I put it in their space. But with this, I could literally just take it right out of the folio. So this is what I'm transferring, or what I'm going to start using. I'm not transferring, good Lord. I might as well organize by season or theme if I did that. But this is what I'm going to start using in the future. And these come in different sizes as well. And I will, and you know, Tarina also has a link for these on her page, Create with Tree, that's me. And it's a pinned post at the top. But these are nice and they're flexible and they're very light. These are a little bit heavier duty and they're a little bit more expensive. So this was before I you know, tagged up with people and got to see what they were doing. This was just my thoughts. So I will put a link to this one. This is File Exec, I think, FILEXEC. And they're on that great big website that we all know about. Okay, so I've got that 14 by 17. I've got a 17 by 22. Same thing, no difference here. I've got a tag with the name of the transfer, the price, the page number, and then the transfer has the book, comma, page number on it. Okay, so I've got 3 binders filled up this way. The other thing that I do is I put the backing sheets inside of this one that it comes on. Here, I'll show you if I can get one out. Okay, so these are the backing sheets that come with the transfers. Because I'm putting them directly on the sheet itself, I don't need to keep these, but I find that they come very useful. Like I said, for make and takes, I can put somebody's on it, or if I'm working on a project, I can put all of mine on a sheet or something. Sometimes I use it for the straight edge. I mean, I keep as many of them as I can. Some of the larger ones, some of the smaller ones. And I'll show you another reason why I keep them here in a second. All right, so these are my books, okay? Any questions? It's fairly simple, but I know sometimes when I'm a visual learner, so I know when you can't see it, touch it, feel it, sometimes it's hard to, hard to understand. Okay, so now, for all of my fonts, my fonts and my numbers and my symbols. Some people, and I see the benefit to both, okay? This is just kind of what works for me. Some people put them all on one page or 2 pages in one of the portfolio binders so they can see them all together, okay? And the benefit to that is the styles. At least you've got the styles together, okay? So that's the benefit to that. For me, what I like to do, because it would take up a couple of pages in the portfolio and not everybody needs the fonts, is I have these little coupon organizers, and I got them from the really inexpensive tree and stores. I'll put it, I don't have a link for this, but any type of coupon organizer. These are just plastic Filexes, and I labeled them with each alphabet letter, so you can see E, F, G, H, I, and then I have down here in the corner all of the letters in the alphabet that are in this portfolio. And then what I do is I take all of my fonts, I really don't care what style it is, and I put them, so here are all of my E's, right? And I put them in the E slot. Okay, it just makes life a little bit easier. And I did this before I thought about numbering the transfers 1/7 or whatever it might be, book and page number. But I like these because I just put them in a plastic container and I can carry them with me, or they're separate. So I have all of them, like O through S, all of my symbols, and then A through D. And then this way too, if let's say that I have people in my class and one person needs the J off of a certain font, but another person needs an A, they're not all kind of trying to find the same page or whatever. So this is what I do, Y through Z, and all of my numbers. And again, they're all organized the same way inside, you know, So that's just my idea on how to organize my fonts, numbers, and symbols, okay? Totally up to you. And, oh, okay, so this is the other reason why I saved these backing sheets, sorry. So sometimes in the class, you know, people grab these and then they get thrown in the containers. And so I saved the little backing sheets. And what I'm going to do later is actually mark these. So this is my A, this is my B, and my C. So that's the next stage of this one. But I keep them, and it doesn't really matter, but I keep extras with me, like the sheets in here. So in case I can't find the right size backing sheet, I can just cut a new one. It doesn't take much. But that's what I also keep these backing sheets for, okay? And I think in our back office, we can now buy backing sheets. If you haven't saved yours, then you can certainly buy some from the back office, so that way you can help organize. Okay, so now to a very simplistic thing. I might eventually put this into Excel, but probably not, just because I keep this right here, right next to me as I'm doing stuff. But I have this, and you can put it in anything that you want, but I have this little spiral ruled index cards, and they're removable. I can rip them out, you know, as I get rid of a sheet. But what I do is my pastes, okay? So I have, oops, spatial skills. So I have paste. I have all of the pastes listed, how many of them I've opened, and how many are new, unopened. So that way, when I go to order my paste, because you guys can see before I did this, look how many coastals I have. Good Lord, there's no need for that. I do love coastal, but I certainly don't need that many. This way, as I'm working through, if I finish up a paste that I've used, and I've done this all in pencil, I literally can erase an open one, or keep the open one, keep one, and then erase a new one. So I'm constantly keeping an active inventory of my pastes. And then when I go to place an order, I can literally just flip through and go, oh my gosh, you know what? I've only got, you know, like one of the grape sodas and one of the honeydews, okay? And I always try to have one and a backup because I do make and takes. And so I always try to do that to build my inventory. So you can see some of the new ones I need to do that with. But this is a way for me to quickly be able to reference what the heck I have, okay? And like I said, I literally keep it next to all of my pastes in my workspace. So that way, if I'm working and I go, oh, that was the last of my black, I can put it aside and I can immediately open this up and mark it. And I do the same thing with my inks, okay? And like I said, it's all in pencil, and I just write down the ink and which one, how many are open and how many of them are new, okay? So you guys can see. And it's just a index card. I like it because it's spiral, so I can literally flip it back. And I do it in, like I said, I do it in pencil because I make mistakes, and then this way I can constantly, I don't have chicken scratch all over, and I'm not remarking stuff. So that's how I keep track of my pastes and inks. And then, yeah, so that's very, very simple. Okay, my next thing I thought I would show you what I do at make and takes, or even for our catalogs, okay? So, and this does take a little bit of time, but I'm going to tell you, after you do it, you'll be so glad you did, because it kind of just saves time over the long haul. So in my catalog books, okay, and every time we have a catalog, I get it printed, but now they're shipping them out to us, which is fantastic. Okay, so you can see next to, whoops, next to this catalog, I have book 3, page 32. Right? So if I have customers or students in a make and take that have not pre-chosen their transfer, a lot of times I'll have these available sitting at the tables, and they can float through and get some inspiration. And if they see a book and a page number written to it, they know I have it and they know where to get it. If it doesn't have a book number and a page number written next to it, I don't have it. You can't work it. So, so that's what I try to do, is I write the book number and the page number next to the transfers in the book. And again, I do it in pencil because you never know. You might, you know, get a wild hair and decide to rearrange your books or something. But again, this is the other one. So you can kind of see I've written in pencil next to it where it is in my books. Oops, sorry, I realized my comments weren't scrolling down. Hey, Christy Lynn. Sorry, I didn't see my comments here a second ago. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so that's how I organize my books. So now with make and takes, and I'm almost done, guys. I know I said this wouldn't be very long, but this is what I do for my make and takes. So at every table, I still bring my catalogs, okay? And I still have them available because I want them to see all the different things that they can do. So they may choose one project for this class, but I kind of want to get them inspired to do other classes because there's a lot of fun projects, and you know, they're not as familiar with Chalk Couture as we are. So I kind of want them to kind of see, and the catalogs are great because they have a picture next to the transfer, letting them know what the possibilities are. So I always have the books out, and then at every seat I lay, you know, my card because I have some. So I have these, and it has my information on it, a business card. And then, and I'm so sorry, I cannot remember who created these, but they are fantastic. These little let's stay in touch, okay? And what I did was I put my logo at the bottom. Somebody created this really cute let's stay in touch, and it's in the files section of our group pages. And you know, I sent this to Office Depot and had them printed. You can get them printed on pads, so they just rip off. But the great thing about this is it asks for your student's name, email, phone, their birthday, so you can send them a happy birthday message or maybe a coupon on their birthday. And if they're interested in hosting a party or becoming a designer. You know, I know some of us are not, you know, we're not naturally salespeople. We just like crafting, and some of us are, but this is a great way to ask them this if you don't want to outright ask in the class. So they can fill it out, and they can let you know. So, oh, thank you for the hearts. And if you can't print this on the pads, I think they come in packs of 4, so you get a lot of them. And it may have been like 20, 25 bucks maybe or something. But she gave it to us in a PDF file, in a piece of paper. Literally just print them on pieces of paper and cut them, because these are thin pieces of paper. It's not that they look any different once I pull them off. So, so each one of these goes in the place setting of my students, okay, for the class. And that's about it. And then of course the catalogs are available. And as I'm, you know, as we're waiting for something to happen or to dry or whatever, I'll often say, hey, flip through the catalogs. And, you know, it was great. I did that the other day, and I saw some of the holiday items either in my book or in the catalog. And my students were so excited. They were like, oh, can we do a Christmas class? And I was like, yes, absolutely we can, because they fell in love with some of the transfers. So again, it's just a good way to help promote all the different things that Chalk Couture has. So that's my organization. I don't know if I have any other organization ideas for you. I mean, the other stuff is literally just how I organize my craft room, and then any transfers I have for sale, I have them in a section, and I also have a list of those with the price. I mean, we have them in our back office, but I keep that also in the index file that I showed you for my pastes and my inks. I keep a list of those with the retail price and how many of them I have. So if I ever need a quick reference, I don't have to have a computer or anything with me to let people know. I literally will carry this little index file with me to my classes. I have it in my craft room, and then that way I have very quick reference guides. Okay, I don't have to remember at a make and take if somebody was like, oh, you're out of lemon, you know, or this was the last lemon. I can do it right then and there. So okay, yeah, that's about it. And I hope this was helpful to you guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, hey, Julie, hey, Andrea, thank you for joining. I'm so sorry I'm now at the end, so you might have to watch the replay. But anyways, I hope this was helpful for you guys. And if you guys have any ideas that work well for you, please put them in the comments, because I think that's how we all get better. This is just what I do, but I am certain there are better and other ways to do this as well. So anyways, thank you so much for joining. I'll probably do a live later with a project, because I know my son gets excited about them and I get excited about doing them with him. So we might be back on later. Oh, and my husband's in the hallway going, me too. Yeah, he's never been on a live. I think the day that he comes on a live with me, he said I'll get to retire because I'll be rich. Yeah, so he likes to throw comments out from behind the camera, but not really join me. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And again, if you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Please put hashtag replay so I know that you watched it. And I will put links to everything that I've talked about. Not a whole lot, but the few things that I've talked about here so that you can also get those products if you're interested. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful Sunday. Have a fun day Sunday, and I will talk to you later. Bye.